Beneath the vibrant hues of an uncharted world, humanity's farthest reach meets an ancient power that could either herald a new dawn or spell our doom. As Commander Idris Valko stares into the cosmic unknown, he must navigate a treacherous path between interstellar diplomacy and the stark threats lurking in the shadows of Kalos. In the sprawling expanse of the Sol system, humanity had not merely survived, it had thrived, spreading its ingenuity across planets and moons with relentless vigor. Earth, a verdant jewel now healed from the scars of past centuries, served as the heart of the United Terran Republics, a federation as diverse in its people as it was in its aspirations. Amidst this backdrop of interstellar ambition, Commander Idris Valko stood on the observation deck of the starship Pioneer, gazing into the velvet abyss of space. His silhouette, framed by the stars, was that of a man carved from the trials of outer space, sharp eyes reflecting a mind always at work, and a stance that spoke of unyielded resolve. Raised on the rugged mining colonies of Titan, his early years in the shadow of Saturn's rings had taught him not just to respect the cosmos, but to understand its silent language. Today, the Pioneer was poised on the brink of the unknown, ready to jump beyond the familiar celestial bodies of the Sol system to Kalos, an uncharted planet located in the perilous yet resource-rich quadrant known as the Outer Verge. The mission was clear: assess Kalos for colonization and mining potential. Yet for Idris, every mission carried the weight of a deeper quest, a search not just for new worlds, but for humanity's place among the stars. "Commander, all systems are go for hyperjump," reported Lieutenant Mirakas, her voice cutting through the quiet hum of the ship's operations. Mira, a brilliant engineer and tactician, had been by Idris's side through numerous skirmishes and explorations. Her competence was as reassuring as the steadfastness of the Pioneer itself. "Initiate the jump," Idris commanded, his voice steady, betraying none of the anticipation that stirred within him. With the quietude of space around them, the Pioneer leaped forward, the stars stretching into lines as the fabric of space-time folded around the vessel. Moments later, the ship emerged into the orbit of Kalos, a world that shimmered with vibrant blues and greens, a stark contrast to the barren rocks of Titan, where Idris had spent his youth. As the Pioneer descended into orbit, Idris and his crew were mesmerized by the pristine beauty of Kalos. The planet was covered in vast forests and deep oceans, with swirling clouds casting shadows over mountains that pierced the atmosphere. It was untouched, serene, yet hauntingly silent, as if hiding secrets in its lush depths. "Prepare to land. Let's see what secrets this world holds," Idris said, turning to his crew, who nodded in unified determination. They were not merely explorers of space, but guardians of Earth's future, each discovery a potential lifeline for their home planet. The landing craft detached from the Pioneer, descending through the thickening blue atmosphere of Kalos. As they broke through the cloud cover, the craft shook lightly, welcomed by the gusting winds of a new world. Below them, the expanse of a verdant forest awaited, teeming with unknown life and the promise of discovery. Landing amidst towering trees that seemed to touch the sky, the team disembarked, stepping onto the spongy, moss-covered ground. It was like walking into the dawn of time itself. "This is it, team. Let's start the survey. Watch every step, and keep communications open. We don't know what we're stepping into," Idris instructed, leading the team deeper into the forest. As they ventured forth, sensors in hand, the team catalogued various flora and fauna, samples of which were unlike anything catalogued in human history. Yet it was the discovery of an intricate artifact, half buried near an ancient tree, that caught Idris's eye. A metallic object, clearly not a product of natural evolution, but of intelligent design. "This was someone's home, once," Idris murmured, a sense of awe mingled with the chill of foreboding. "We need to learn who they were." Just as they prepared to delve deeper into the mystery, a sudden alarm blared through their communicators. The Pioneer, still in orbit, detected an incoming fleet, fast, aggressive, and heading straight for them. The alert from the Pioneer sliced through the tranquil air of Kalos, jarring Commander Idris Falco and his team back to the harsh realities of interstellar exploration. Idris's eyes, previously filled with wonder at the sight of an alien artifact, now narrowed with concern. "Everyone, back to the craft. We may have company," he ordered, his voice calm yet urgent. As they hastened back through the dense undergrowth, the serenity of the alien world seemed to transform. Each rustle in the foliage became a potential threat, each shadow a hiding place for unknown dangers. The team's swift return to the landing craft was punctuated by the anxious breaths of seasoned explorers who knew space to be as cruel as it was beautiful. Aboard the landing craft, Idris contacted the Pioneer, still orbiting above. "Report, Lieutenant Cass," he said, strapping himself into the pilot's chair. "Mira here. Commander, sensors picked up a fleet entering the system minutes ago. Their trajectory suggests they're heading straight for us. No responses to our hails. They're fast, armed, and their configurations are unlike any we've cataloged," she replied, her voice tinged with worry. "Understood. Keep us updated. We're coming up," Idris responded, initiating the craft's ascent. The engines roared to life, propelling them through the atmosphere. The beauty of Kalos below faded into a patchwork of green and blue, overshadowed by the looming threat. Emerging into orbit, Idris saw the incoming fleet for himself. The ships were sleek, dark, and angular, cutting through space with predatory grace. "Defensive positions. Prepare for contact," he ordered. The crew of the Pioneer responded with practiced efficiency, readying the ship's shields and armaments. The alien fleet halted just out of weapons range, a silent standoff in the void. Then, a communication channel crackled to life. "Terran vessel, you trespass on sacred ground. Leave now or face the wrath of the Jal Dominion," boomed a voice, rich with authority and menace. Idris stood firm. "This is Commander Idris Valco of the United Terran Republics. We are explorers, not conquerors. We seek dialogue, not conflict. Why is this world sacred to you?" There was a pause, the tension palpable even across the vacuum of space. "Kalos is the cradle of our civilization, the birthplace of our power. You defile it with your presence," the voice returned, colder now. Realizing the gravity of their mistake, but unwilling to provoke a battle, Idris weighed his options. "We meant no disrespect. Allow us to withdraw peacefully. We can discuss this misunderstanding through proper channels," he proposed, hoping to de-escalate the situation. The Jal commander's response was a silent one, but their ships began to retreat, forming a blockade around Kalos. It was a temporary reprieve, a chance to avoid immediate conflict, but under the watchful eyes of a clearly superior force. Back on the Pioneer, Idris convened with his senior officers. "We've stumbled into a quagmire," he admitted. "Kalos is more than just a planet. It's a cornerstone of Jal culture. We need to handle this with care. Mira, send a message to Earth Command. Explain our situation and ask for instructions." As they awaited further orders, Idris gazed out at the Jal fleet, their ships a stark reminder of the delicate balance between exploration and exploitation. The vastness of space, with all its wonders and terrors, once again reminded humanity of its smallness in the cosmic scheme. The standoff in orbit around Kalos stretched on, a silent testament to the tension between the human explorers and the enigmatic Jal Dominion. Commander Idris Valco stood at the helm of the Pioneer, his gaze fixed on the holographic displays that showed the Jal ships in a defensive formation. The silence was a stark contrast to the storm of thoughts raging in his mind. Lieutenant Mira Cass broke the silence, her voice a mix of urgency and caution. "Commander, Earth Command advises us to maintain our position and engage in diplomatic talks with the Jal. They're sending an envoy, but it'll take time for them to arrive." Idris nodded, his jaw set. "Open a channel to the Jal fleet. Let's see if we can calm the waters until our envoy arrives." The communications officer nodded, sending out the signal. After a tense moment, The channel opened. Jal Commander, this is Commander Valko of the Pioneer. We propose a ceasefire and wish to discuss terms for peaceful engagement. The response came through visually this time. The screen flickered to life, revealing the Jal Commander, a figure of imposing stature and deep, penetrating eyes that seemed to weigh Idris's very soul. Commander Valko, I am Overlord Creel of the Jal Dominion. Your words speak of peace, yet your actions have trespassed sacred boundaries. Why should we trust your intentions? Idris met the Overlord's gaze with a calm demeanor. Overlord Creel, ignorance of your customs does not equate to disrespect. We are explorers, seeking only knowledge and mutual benefit. We are prepared to cease our activities on Kalos and withdraw, but we ask for dialogue to prevent future misunderstandings. Overlord Creel's eyes narrowed, analyzing Idris's sincerity. Your proposal is heard, Commander. We will hold our forces, but know this. Kalos is under our protection, and any further incursions will be met with force. We will monitor your actions closely. With the channel closed, the atmosphere aboard the Pioneer shifted from tense anticipation to cautious relief. Idris turned to his crew. Prepare for diplomatic protocols. We're in uncharted waters, but let's navigate them with the respect they demand. As the days passed, the Pioneer remained in orbit, its crew working tirelessly to gather data on the Jal from a safe distance and prepare for the arrival of the Terran envoy. Idris spent his time reviewing every scrap of information on the Jal, trying to understand their culture and motivations. The ancient artifact they had found on Kalos was now believed to be a ceremonial device, possibly linked to the Jal's religious or cultural rites. During this time of waiting, Idris formed a plan to strengthen their position through understanding and respect. He arranged a cultural exchange, offering information about human history and culture in return for details about the Jal. Slowly, the Jal began to respond, intrigued by the humans' gesture of goodwill. The arrival of the Terran envoy, Ambassador Lin, marked a new phase in their delicate dance of diplomacy. With her came a team of diplomats and xenocultural experts, tasked with formalizing the dialogue that Idris had begun. In a carefully orchestrated meeting aboard the Pioneer, Ambassador Lin and Overlord Creel came face to face for the first time. Ambassador Lin spoke eloquently. Overlord Creel, we come to you with the utmost respect for your traditions and a sincere desire to learn from our missteps. Let this meeting be the foundation of a peaceful and prosperous relationship between our peoples. Creel responded with a measured tone. Ambassador Lin, your commander has shown courage and respect. We are willing to explore this path, but be warned, our trust is not easily earned. As the meeting concluded, Idris felt a cautious optimism. They had averted a potential disaster and opened a channel of communication that might one day bridge the gulf between their worlds. The tentative peace brokered between the Terran republics and the Jal Dominion held as delicate as a thread in a cosmic tapestry. While diplomatic negotiations continued aboard the Pioneer, Commander Idris Valko and his team took the first cautious steps back onto the surface of Kalos, this time under the watchful eyes of Jal observers, a symbol of the newfound, fragile trust between the two civilizations. The planet itself remained a breathtaking vista of natural beauty, its landscapes untouched by the scars of industry, its skies clear of the trails of spacecraft. Idris led his team with a newfound sense of responsibility. Every sample collected, every survey conducted was done with the utmost care not to disrupt the serene balance of the alien world. Remember, everything we do here is being observed. We're not just representing humanity, we're guests on sacred soil. Idris reminded his team as they moved through the lush undergrowth of a massive forest that seemed to pulse with life. With Jal overseers in tow, the humans were allowed to explore previously inaccessible areas, guided by their hosts to understand the cultural and ecological significance of various sites. It was during these explorations that the team came upon a clearing where the trees parted to reveal a stone structure, ancient and covered in bioluminescent lichens. It was a temple, as Overlord Creel later explained, built to commemorate a historic convergence of celestial alignments. Idris listened intently as one of the Jal overseers, a historian named Theros, described the temple's significance. Long ago, our ancestors saw the stars align above this very spot. They believed it marked an era of peace and prosperity. That's why this planet is sacred. It's a beacon of harmony. As Theros spoke, Idris felt a deeper connection to this alien culture, understanding their fierce protection of Kalos. It wasn't just land to them. It was a testament to their history and spirituality. Back in orbit, the diplomatic talks took on new weight with each shared discovery. Ambassador Lin worked closely with Jal diplomats, weaving through negotiations that sought to establish boundaries for human activity on Kalos that respected its sanctity while allowing limited scientific research. One evening, as the orange hues of Kalos' sunset blurred into the twilight, Idris and Theros stood watching the stars appear. "Your people have a saying, do they not? To reach for the stars?" Theros asked. Idris nodded. "Yes, it's about aspiration, striving for something beyond our grasp." Theros smiled, his gaze still fixed on the twinkling sky. "Perhaps then, there is more that unites us than divides us. Both our peoples reach for these stars from the same sacred ground." Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent message from the pioneer. "Commander, we have an issue," came Mira's strained voice. "Sensors have picked up an anomaly in the system. It's not Shal. It's something else. Something unknown." The news cast a shadow over the peace. As Idris rushed back to the ship, he felt the weight of the universe's vast unknowns pressing down upon them. The anomaly turned out to be another fleet, this one unidentified. Its intentions unclear but seemingly heading toward Kalos. With the Jal at their side, the humans prepared to face whatever new challenge this brought. In a demonstration of their evolving relationship, Creel offered the support of Jal forces. "We will stand with you," he declared. "Kalos is our home, and you are our guests. Together, we will protect this sacred place." As the fleets aligned, a united front against the unknown, Idris felt a profound shift. This was more than diplomacy. It was the forging of a bond, sealed under the watchful eyes of the stars. The unknown fleet loomed like a shadow on the horizon of Kalos' orbit, a dark silhouette against the backdrop of an otherwise tranquil galaxy. The tension aboard the Pioneer was palpable, the air charged with a mix of fear and resolve. Commander Idris Valko stood at the command center, flanked by Overlord Creel and a cadre of both human and Jal officers, a testament to the fragile alliance that had bloomed amid crisis. As the unidentified ships drew closer, their design unlike anything recorded in the Terran or Jal databases, Idris initiated a broadcast on all known communication frequencies. "Unidentified fleet. This is Commander Idris Valko of the United Terran Republics, alongside Overlord Creel of the Jal Dominion. You are approaching a world under our joint protection. State your intentions." The response was static at first, then a flickering hologram materialized before them. It depicted a being of sharp angles and shimmering skin, its eyes reflecting a myriad of stars. "I am Syra, envoy of the Continuum. We seek the ancient artifact retrieved from this planet, which you hold unknowingly. It is vital to the balance of your galaxy." Idris and Creel exchanged a glance, a silent conversation passing between them. Creel nodded slightly, and Idris turned back to the hologram. "We were not aware of its significance beyond Kalos. We are prepared to discuss its return, but we must understand its purpose and ensure the safety of this sector." Syra's image flickered with what might have been a scent. "This device is part of a network, a constellation of artifacts that maintain the cosmic equilibrium. Your removal has begun to destabilize the region. We observed from afar, hoping it would not escalate. Now we must act to restore harmony." The revelation sent a ripple through the command center. Idris felt the weight of their unintended interference in a galactic mechanism far beyond their understanding. "We will return the artifact," he declared, "but we ask for guidance on how to prevent such disruptions in the future." Syra nodded. "That is wise. We will provide you with the knowledge you lack, ensuring this balance is maintained. But it must be a shared custodianship, not just among your peoples but with the continuum as well. Over the following hours, a plan was forged. The artifact would be reinstated with a ceremonial delegation from both the Terran republics and the Jal Dominion, under the observant eyes of the continuum. Syra and her people provided data and coordinates where each piece of the cosmic network was hidden, instilling a new purpose in the alliance between humans and Jal. The ceremony on Kalos was a convergence of cultures and beings. The artifact, a complex orb pulsing with a light that seemed to embody the very essence of the cosmos, was placed back within its ancient stone temple, the site Theros had shown Idris. As the orb settled into its pedestal, the air thrummed with energy, the skies of Kalos lighting up with auroras of gratitude. Idris stood beside Creel and Syra, watching as the colors danced across the sky. Today we not only restore balance, but begin a new chapter in our histories, Creel said, his voice resonant with the promise of peace. Syra's shimmering form beside him seemed to nod. You have shown yourselves capable of great disruption, but also of great respect and responsibility. The continuum will be here, watching, helping, ensuring this balance remains. As the gathering dispersed, Idris took a moment to absorb the events that had unfolded. They had come to Kalos seeking resources and found much more: interstellar responsibilities, new allies, and a deeper understanding of the universe's complexities. As the pioneer prepared to depart, Idris looked back at Kalos, its forests and temples a reminder of their journey. He turned to his crew, a proud smile breaking across his face. Let's go home, he said. We have stories to tell and a future to build, not just for us, but with our new friends among the stars.